Like this?
Perfect. Beautiful. You want to try?
Sure.
Wow. In this video, I'm going to teach you one trick that every pro uses to hit beautiful backhand shots, but nobody actually teaches you. Before I share with you the ultimate tricks, you must first know the foundational steps in order to apply it, starting with the grip. Franklin, I always tell you how to do the grips, right?
Handshake.
Oh, handshake.
Handshake.
Yes, exactly. And why do we want the handshake grip?
More control.
What does that mean?
More everything.
No.
More power.
Yeah. What you get with the handshake grip is you get more rotation, right? So what is the difference between hammer grip, which is we also call panhandle, right? Versus the handshake grip. If you come in and grab your racket super stiff like this, like a hammer, how much can you move your racket?
Not very
much, right? But if we come in with the handshake relaxed, and we also add in rotation of our forearm and wrist, do you see how big our racket can travel now? Right. And that makes sense now. Next time, tell me the right answer.
Alright.
Okay. So make sure you're never doing hammer stiff grips like this for minimum rotation. Come in smooth with the handshake so you can open up for more rotation on your backhands. So this is what happens when you do an overly tight hammer grip and you get too tight like this. You're gonna lose power and you're gonna lose control because you can't move your racket as much. I'm gonna hit a few clears using this grip to show you what it looks like. You see, super hard hit to the back. I end up using a lot of my arm as well, which a lot of amateurs actually do. Now, what we want to be doing instead is coming in with this handshake grip because this will give us all the pronation we need in our shot so that we can actually generate power with a smaller motion and more control. So just looking at our clears, look how big the difference is hitting to the back. You see, so effortless. You want to try, Franklin?
Sure.
Nice. It's not bad, but right now you're still a little bit too stiff. So one is, by being too stiff, you're not allowing enough room here. So when you're hitting your shot, it looks like you're using a lot of strength. You're hitting it to the back, but it needs to be more effortless, okay? So make sure on your grip, you pull back enough. And then you snap through enough, okay? Okay, so think of this.
Okay.
You're coming down, and then you're going past, okay? And it's all over here. Try one more. Good. So that was a super foundational fix that you didn't know how to do. We have 3 more foundational fixes that I still think you don't know how to do before we share with you and them the ultimate trick for beautiful backhand shots, okay?
Okay.
So your second problem right now is your arm structure. Do you know what I mean by that?
Is it too low?
Yes, it's too low. For you, right now, if you see any pro, when they're hitting backhands, they never drop it down here. Most of them keep it super high up here because a lot of pros actually don't hit many backhands. Why? Because we said that your swing power needs to mainly come from over here, right?
Right.
That means if our arm is low, then you're gonna start moving your arm up and down and you're generating power where you don't want.
Okay.
We want our power to be here. So if we start our swing high, all we have to do is pull back and swing like this, right? So
Right.
a stable arm structure allows us to use the proper strength in the swing instead of using too much arm. Okay, let me
Okay.
demonstrate that for you. First is what you're doing. When you have arm down, even if you have really good swing like this, it forces you to use your entire body more. So I'll copy you. So starting low. I can still hit it to the back, but I'm using a lot more strength. And it's a lot less stable. And eventually, if I want to hit control shots like the front, it's going to get even harder. Because control shots are going to require you to use a smaller muscle. And when you're using your big muscle like this over here, then it's going to go all over the place, okay? So what we should be doing instead, keeping our arm up, especially if you're not a pro, okay? Keeping our arm up and just swing like what we said, like this. Arm up, pronate. Ready to try?
Yeah, sure.
Arm up, okay?
Arm up.
Your swing happens in this area. Arm up. Too low, too low. Okay. Up. Good. Effortless. Very good. Yeah. Before we move on to the ultimate trick, this third point is super easy to apply. The fourth point is gonna be a little bit harder, but this is just an extension of what we just did, which is shorter swing, okay? You pretty much did that a little bit in the last one, but I wanna see an even exaggeration of a shorter swing. When we have a shorter swing, our shot is also less predictable. Think about on your overhand sides. When you're swinging overhand like this and you have a big swing, based on your swing path, people can already see what shot you're trying to hit. That's why we always want to be able to change our shots last second using this part. Same applies to the backhand. Now, I'm not saying don't have a big swing. I'm saying you need to understand how to have a small swing first so that you can add in a big swing. So if you can't even hit with a small swing like this, then you shouldn't even be hitting with big swings. Let me show you what the small swing looks like. Try? Yep. Good. Good. Good, that one's good. So now we got the first three out of the way. Before we move on to the ultimate tip, we're gonna move on to a little bit more advanced tip, and that's contact points. A lot of the mistakes that people make is they actually try to hit their backhand in front of them, right? But backhand is a defensive shot. In forehand, when we're hitting defense, we're hitting behind us. We're not hitting in front of us. If it was in front of us, we jump and we smash already. Same for backhand. If we're hitting backhand, you have to admit it's a defensive shot and you're not jumping and smashing. The only time you hit it up here is if you're like intercepting and doing like a 360 jump smash, okay?
Okay.
But what we want is our contact point needs to be always behind us. 45 degrees is ideal. Why is it ideal? A lot of people actually don't talk about this. It's because our body is running in a 45 degrees. So wherever your body is running to is the ideal contact point of where you want to go. The second thing is when you swing, no T-Rexes. We want to fully extend. This is why we want our arm up when we're hitting, right? To get it into that position. Because when we fully extend, then our arm can come all the way through and we can have this full rotation coming down to point number one, putting it all together, okay? So this contact point in our line and having extended arm allows us to more easily put together the 3 points we just learned, okay? Let me demo it for you. So this is what too close looks like. And in front, too close and in front. That's what a lot of people do. Especially if you see amateurs and seniors, they all do it like that. You see? Doesn't hit well, doesn't go to the back. I'm gonna stand a little bit further and run there so I can get it a little bit later. Full extension, see? So easy. And I have to run less too. Even these out of position ones. Try? Nice. Good. Right now it's not bad. You're putting the 4 points together okay. But if you want a little bit more consistency, you have to remember what the goal is, which is to always contact the shuttle fast. That's what you're struggling with right now. After you put these points together, you're starting to slice, you start to swing fast and then slow down. No matter what, we need to contact the shuttle fast when we hit. All right, so let's move to point 5. Now, finally, the ultimate trick that every pro uses for beautiful backhands. This doesn't actually just apply to backhands. This applies to forehands as well. And what this breaks down to is actually human nature. Technically, you should be doing this naturally if you understand human mechanics. Do you understand human mechanics?
Maybe? What's human mechanics?
Do you know what mechanics is?
Yeah.
Do you know what humans are?
Yeah.
Can you not do 1 + 1 or are you just bad at math?
I mean, you gotta be more specific. Like, what part of human mechanics are you talking about?
Just the best way to move as a human.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Right.
Like, for example, if we're walking, the most efficient way, least amounts, here, I'll walk this way for you. Do you even know how to walk? Show me.
Sure. That's
actually terrible. You're like, if you were to talk about how much results you're getting for how much energy you're putting in, that was terrible. You're like, oh. No. You're like using 90% power to have 40% output of the walk. Think about like, if you wanted to put 70% power and get 70% output on the walk, what would it be?
This?
It's a little bit better. That was like 80%, 80-50. 70-70 is something like this. Okay, I'm gonna put in 70% energy, but also get 70% output on my walk, which is the cover distance. Ready? Okay.
You just look tired.
That's what energy concept. Talk about backhand shots always be how we hit. Especially, you know, when we talk about forehands in our other videos, talk about always throwing the bird, right? And how do we throw the bird well? Well, one important point, whether we're throwing overhand or sideways, especially sideways, is that we are always leading with our elbow when we throw, okay?
Okay.
Now, elbow is just one easy benchmark, but technically we're leading with a lot of things. We're leading with our left foot, we're rotating low, we're coming with our hip, elbow, and through. But to keep it simple, we can talk about just the elbow. And that's how we hit effective shots, because at here, we have a strong release point to whip through. How does this apply to the backhand?
I guess you lead with your elbow.
Show me, explain it.
It's like you start with your elbow up and then you hit it.
Wow, that was terrible. Let's imagine if there was you were trying to hit a cannonball, okay?
Okay.
So that means it's very heavy. If you hit it like this, what you did was you came here and then you hyperextended your elbow, okay?
Okay.
If you were to hit a cannonball, your elbow would have snapped.
Right.
So that means your elbow is not in a good position to absorb or release power. What we want is just like our forehand, where we throw out with our elbow first and rotate. Same for the backhand. Let's imagine you're coming out with this. So if you want, it comes from the lower body, rotates all the way through to your elbow, and then you release forward, okay? And as I'm releasing forward, you see, my arm is already pronating through. I have no hyperextension anywhere, okay?
Okay.
So my elbow follows through. And this is like just basic human mechanics of how your arm should be moving for the maximum power generation without injury as well. Does it make sense?
Sort of. Mostly makes sense.
So let me show you a few shots. I'm gonna hit all three. You can serve with the multis, and I'm going to really lead with the elbow and see how my elbow leads transitions to beautiful shots. Okay?
Okay.
Clear? Elbow, clear. Okay? Drop. Elbow, drop. Okay? Cross drop. Elbow,
Oh, sorry.
cross drop. Elbow, cross clear. It's that easy. And if you're using your elbow, it means you're also doing the 4 things beforehand. Because the elbow part, while it is the hardest part, if you're using your elbow, it just means you have proper mechanics and everything else should be able to flow through. It's hard to use your elbow and have everything else mess up. Do you get it, Franklin?
Got it.
You want to show me some good backhands?
All right, let's do it.
One thing you have to really remember as you're doing this is your elbow is to build acceleration, but at the end, you need to accelerate onto the contact point fast. Not before, not after. Onto the bird. So, okay?
Okay.
So, accelerate onto the bird. Okay, all right. Good. Faster contact. Too slow. You're contacting the bird too slow. Do you know what that means? Hit the bird fast. Good. Now hit one drop, but also you're hitting the bird fast, just softly. Your hit still needs to be fast. Okay, show me. Good. Okay. Good. That was very good. Very deceptive as well. That was the ultimate technique that I guarantee if you apply to your backhand, you'll be hitting backhand shots like Tavik Hidayat in no time. And Franklin, you realize that I didn't gatekeep any info, right?
Right.
Because we never sell education on this channel, we believe that the highest level of knowledge should all be given for free. That's why we need your help to support us making videos by joining our YouTube memberships so that we can provide the best stuff for you at no cost. Well, the cost of the people who do the memberships. Are you in the memberships?
I think so. For $2.99 a month.
Is it that cheap?
I think so.
Okay.